Hello, my name is Carl Cook, and I'd like to give you a quick run-through of System Seeker, a new tool to find novel systems for your favorite securities. One of the challenges in developing trading systems is that it's difficult and takes a lot of time and trial and error in writing code, such as Easy Language for TradeStation or C# for NinjaTrader or Visual Basic for and C# for Dakota. And you can spend a lot of time writing code and trying this and trying that, trying to come up with a decent trading system. And then once you've found one, then maybe you want to diversify either multiple systems for the same security or systems for multiple securities. And a lot of time and effort and programming skills is required. System Seeker is designed to try to address these challenges by providing you good starts on trading systems. It's not the penultimate trading system design engine. It is intended to give you something that has at least an upward trending equity curve as a start. It's easy to use. You just load data and click a button in the simplest case, and it's fast because it uses a concurrent processing engine behind the scenes, and it generates the code for you. You don't have to learn how to program so much. You're able to build systems for many securities by uploading securities data and clicking a button for alternative securities, and it also will provide alternative systems by merely clicking again. So you run System Seeker, you look for a result that's good by doing perhaps multiple runs, then put that to use, and then say, okay, I'd like to have another one, and you go through the same quick click process and find another one that looks good, that's a bit different, and then you can have multiple different alternative systems for a security, or also across many securities. It's affordable. It saves you a lot of time and effort, and time's money, and it helps you learn and see similarities in the systems that seem to work. So you may discover that there's certain kinds of classes and patterns of functions that work for some securities. System Seeker runs on 64-bit Windows 7 and 8 using multi-core CPUs are suggested, and most computers today have those. It's tested using 6 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. The more data that you have and the more simultaneous alternatives that you evaluate, you need more RAM. It runs as a web server on your network, which is rather unique. So when you start System Seeker, it comes up with just a console window that you can minimize. Then you go to your browser and you access say localhost :8056 for the port number, and up comes the window. And so you use it in your browser, and you can access it then from other computers if you like. So you can install it on a high performance backend box, and then use your browser on a lightweight laptop and use it across your network remotely. It's written in Google's Go language, which is a simple but very powerful language for building concurrent multiprocessing systems that compiles down to C and then compiles down to assembler, which causes it to run very fast. So in using System Seeker, you specify a file and optionally set some controls, such as the number of alternatives that you want to run, the number of allowed functions that you will allow it to put into any given trading system, which gives you some control over the complexity of the solutions, and the type of code generated, whether it's Visual Basic and C# for Dakota 3 or C# for NinjaTrader. You push the Analyze button, the data is pulled into the system, and a Monte Carlo scan of alternative trading systems is performed, and it's looking for the one with the smoothest upward trending equity curve. Not just trying to optimize equity performance, but to get smooth upward trending equity curves. That's what we're after. The result is presented to you when complete, including the equity curve with in and out of sample, and trading statistics using a generic trading system that's built into System Seeker, and of course the code to use in Dakota or NinjaTrader. So let's get started. I'm going to run the setup that's provided. And in this setup is also templates that you can use for the trading systems for the bots for Dakota. Okay, and it's now finished installing, and it puts it into C Biocomp Systems System Seeker, and in here you will find the Visual Studio templates, which we will copy and go put them into the Visual Studio project templates folder. Very good. And we're done with that. Now we will go and start System Seeker. So we go clear over to this window, and of course Microsoft puts the most recently installed icon at the far end of the window, and you click it and you'll see starting up, and that's the server. Okay, so how do you use it? Well, you start your browser, you go to localhost 8056. You'll be greeted with the System Seeker activation window, and you enter the code that we provide you, and you click Activate. Now this brings you to the System Seeker window, which has a browse button for importing a file. You can set the in and out of sample with the slider. You can determine how many alternatives you would like to evaluate in each run, alternative trading systems, and the maximum number of functions within a trading system, and what kind of code to be generated, Visual Basic C# for Dakota 3 or C# for NinjaTrader. You can also use robustness, which is it will trade tonight's close, tomorrow morning's open, and tomorrow night's close, and then combine those as its performance, looking at upward trending equity curves that seem to do well in each of those across the three on average. It also will create parameterized functions for bringing in such things as moving averages, stochastics, and momentums, and that type of thing. We're not going to do that here because it gets a little more complicated in preparing the Visual Studio code for running in Dakota, where I just would like to give a quick example. And here we have little pop-ups that describe what these functions mean, so for your reference. Okay, so I'm going to upload a data file of 10 years of S&P non-adjusted futures data from Pinnacle Data, and it has date open, high, lows, close, and volume, and you can alternatively bring in other indicator columns besides those, and it will consider them in its use. And so, for example, in the case of Dakota, if you create a swarm window and you create indicators in the indicators tab and then export that data and use it here, it will use those indicators. You can save that Dakota system and then later reopen it and bring the bots into that and use them, and they'll be the data and the bots will match up. And that basically is what is involved in doing this. So the next step is to click Analyze, and it will run some number of alternatives and give you a somewhat upward trending equity curve, and the out of sample is the white space. Now this one isn't the greatest, but it illustrates it, and then also various trading statistics, and it tells us that it's evaluating about 2,670 alternative trading systems per second, so it's fairly fast. And it also shows us our equity curve straightness, which is also listed here, both in and out of sample. And it also provides the code that would be used to run this. So let's run another analysis, because this one kind of tips over a little bit, and that one's a little flat. So you might click a few times just to find something that you think is interesting. This one isn't perfect. It's at least going upward at the end there. So let's go and grab this one. Now, how do we use this? You do Control C. You come over here to Visual Studio, and you create a new project. And here we have the VB Dakota bot that we brought in the template for earlier. We open up the project. We double click on the source code, and you say put bot code here. Okay, I pasted it. Then I'm going to right click over here and say build. Succeeded. Now I'm going to start up Dakota and use the same data. Scroll down here. There it is. And I'm going to go over to the swarm window and drop this down. Now this bot doesn't adapt, so we just make that just one bot for now for speed purposes. Come over to custom and we import that bot, and we'll see the name is put bot name here because that's what it says here. We didn't change the name. And push the go button, and it will process through the data and will give us a similar equity curve as what we saw over in System Seeker. There it is. So anyway, that's walked you through from start to finish. Basically an overview of what the product is and what benefits it provides you and the challenges that it's overcoming. We installed it, we started it, we activated it, we built a system, we created a bot using a template, we compiled it, we imported it into Dakota, and we ran it, and did so only in a handful of minutes. So thank you very much.